Today I fucked up by having to take a crap and discovering a cult room. I, 15M, have lived a pretty comfortable life until now. I live in the suburbs near a big city, so there's always been something for me and my siblings to do. I always excelled in school, and have already started getting in contact with some coaches who are interested in me playing at their colleges. My parents are very secretive people. I always assumed that's just how parents were. They'd do everything and anything spontaneously. I never knew about our plans until the day they were meant to come into play. They'd never tell me or my siblings when they were leaving or where they were going. They'd just be out for hours, sometimes coming home at 4 a.m. They'd bring dozens of friends over, never tell me why or when, and also have parties that'd last hours in the attic where they'd wear white, like, all white, literally every single time. The color scheme was casual white. They also had a weird set of rules that only I had to follow for some reason. Only me. I couldn't wear red, had to pat my head when we passed a graveyard, and couldn't ever hold my hands behind my head. Along with this, they were legit obsessed with the attic. When we moved into this house, 4 floors, 1 attic, I wanted to have more room in there as it had the most space and I could put all of my workout equipment there, but they demanded that I stay on the 2nd floor, which eventually turned into a screaming match between me, my mom, and my stepdad. I caved and moved into the 2nd floor, and to apologize they let me stay at my cousin's house in MA for the next 2 weeks as they moved more and more stuff in. When I came back, the attic door was locked, like, I'm talking paranoid grandpa in apartment locked. I never minded it, after all, it was an attic, and when I asked my mom about it she'd say that she simply used it for storage. Odd, but both my grandma and dad had died a few years before and left behind a lot of stuff, so I believed her. I caught glimpses of the inside over the following weeks. It was oddly underdeveloped compared to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 1st floors, and there was a toilet in the back of it that I could see through the darkness. Fast forward to today. I wake up and have to take a shit. I made the mistake of eating 3 cheese sandwiches yesterday, whoops. So I check on the 2nd floor, stepdad is in the bathroom, downstairs, sister's in the bathroom. I know that the basement is empty and full of spiders, so I refuse to go down there, and the 3rd floor doesn't have a bathroom. I also overheard my mom talking about going upstairs to do something, so I decided to cut my losses and release the horde in the attic. The place looks pretty normal at first glance. There's a weird amount of paper on the floor that's peeling off and the windows are blocked, but that's it. I go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, and leave. But I notice there's almost nothing up there despite my mom's claims of it being a storage room. So just to look around for shits and giggles, I open a door which I wouldn't be able to see from the attic stairs, as it is to the left of the door that lets you into the attic, and find a shrine, with pictures of my dead dad, grandma, and me on it. It's nothing hereditary level, but it's certainly off-putting considering that the thing is surrounded by dolls. There's also a couple of cardboard boxes around the place with literal birds inside of them. I want to say I am kidding, but there are actual fucking birds in them. I know this because on a run through the Bronx we went to this halal market thing or whatever where they packed birds into these boxes with holes in them. This isn't proof of a cult, I understand, but this coupled with some recent changes has really led me to believe that my parents are going through some weird stuff. Ever since my grandma and dad died, my mom has gotten really deep into faith and has become friends with this priestess not from the US. I do not know her name, I have met her, and she does live streams on Facebook. Again, something relatively normal until I saw that her photo is on the fucking shrine as well. It's hard to see, but it's behind a candle. My parents have also been talking to me about my 16th birthday and have told me that they are going to mark my head, followed by a laugh which I assumed was always some weird joke. Photos. On photo 1 you can see the first set of dolls. The black one, which resembles me, has a white circle carved or painting on its forehead. There are rocks with shells for eyes everywhere, and a huge rock in a clear bowl surrounded by a dark brownish liquid that I'm hoping isn't what I think it is. There is also a pair of handcuffs there? Photo 2 shows a ton of vases or something with more dolls. A old birdcage, maracas, bells, and flowers. Photo 3 shows a literal severed hoof along with deer antlers, a pair of handcuffs, and a photo of me. I turned it upside down, it's the black square. Photo 4 shows the shrine and more dolls. I'm genuinely concerned and confused and don't know how to bring this up to them. Too long did not read. Parents were always a bit weird and tried to keep me away from the attic. I had to take a big one and accidentally found a shrine. Edit number 1. Wrote a clarification post on my profile. This made me very curious, so I did a Google visual search on the scarves, and what came up was the goddess Oya. She is an African goddess of weather, part of the Santeria belief system. The pictures that came up of altars looked pretty similar to what you found in your attic. I don't profess to know anything about the religion or the beliefs. But given the weirdness and secrecy, I would be just as freaked out right now. As others have said, find a trusted adult that you can talk to you about this. Best of luck. Move a doll to the kitchen and deny all knowledge. Just typing in Cuban priestess in Google brought up a Wikipedia page on Santeria. The shrine looks similar and they are known for sacrificing birds. Don't know if this is it, but you should definitely look it up. Do you trust your mom? Do you think she would ever hurt you? I only ask because if you do trust her, just ask her what's up. Today I fucked up by overcooking my shirt. Today I fucked up by leaving my shirt in the microwave too long. Okay, I can't be the only one that dries clothes in the microwave sometimes, right? I'm not talking wet, just damp. Like stuff that didn't dry all the way in the dryer? It usually works just fine as long as it's not for very long. My uncle Cosmo taught me the trick. Joke. Anyways, my shirt was damp from being out in the snow, so I tossed in the microwave and I thought I only hit 30 seconds and took a quick shower. But I had actually hit 5 minutes. Yup. After drying stuff hundreds of times I finally did it. Luckily it wasn't in for 5 minutes. My shower was a quick, so it was only in for 3 minutes. I heard the microwave and ran out to stop it, but my shirt had already begun to melt. Be careful when you dry your stuff in the microwave or oven. I am just glad my showers are short and actually stopped a fire today. Too long did not read. Left my shirt in the microwave too long. Hope you know now that you are definitely the only one who does dry their shirts in the microwave. Okay, I can't be the only one that dries clothes in the microwave sometimes, right? Yes you can. Should have learned from your Uncle Cosmo that this doesn't end well, lol. How does one press a button, walk away, undress, shower, redress, and walk back in 3 minutes? My water isn't even warm until it's run for at least a minute. So you don't use a dryer and you take 3-minute showers. I can't imagine anything fully clean. You didn't stop a fire. You almost started one. Today I fucked up and dropped my 4-month-old into a garbage can. Too long did not read. Tried to get the cat off the window sill because he was wrecking the blinds and clawing the window sill. Ended up with my kid in a garbage can. Obligatory, not today, but just shy of 2 years ago when my M28 kiddo, F2, was 4 months old. This story was heavily requested on another Today I Fucked Up. I commented on that, reminded me of this ridiculous story. So I guess I got myself into this mess. On mobile, so formatting apology in advance. Be me. Ultra tired dad of a 4-month-old who was fighting eating, sleeping erratically, as 4-month-olds do, and not pooping regularly. I woke up after a decent night's sleep for once, saw that my wife, F28, was still sleeping and attempted to sneak out of the room quietly so I didn't wake her or the baby sleeping next to her. Kiddo woke up just as I was about to leave the room, so I scooped her up quickly and took her out of the room so the equally if not more tired wife could sleep in. Got the little one's day started with usual morning routine, and figured I'd pop on the computer and work on some stuff and she could sit on my lap and be a goofy babble baby. Our orange tabby cat was obsessed with climbing behind the blinds to sit and look out the windows. Only problem is they were the super cheap plastic horizontal slat blinds, and every time he wandered behind the blinds, he's break the ends off, and because he was jumping straight up from the floor, was taking the paint of the window still with his claws. That day, like always, he hopped up in the window right next to me, and started to try and get behind the blinds, but I gently pushed him off with one arm. He hops up again 5 seconds later, I push him off again. For some reason, he was particularly obstinate about climbing up in the window, and I was not having it. This is also about the time our daughter was sitting up on her own, but not quite stable without assistance. I reached up with both hands to grab him out of the window for like the 5th time as he's scrambling for all he's worth, and I must have leaned forward just the tiniest bit. I just get both hands on the cat, and my kid falls head first out of my lap. Thankfully, in hindsight anyway, there was a small garbage can next to me that was filled to the brim with wrappers from lunches and snacks that she fell straight into. Kiddo came out with a little bump on her head, but no serious injury. Fall from lap to can was maybe 8 inches and we took her to the doctor just to make sure. But my wife still likes to lovingly remind me of the time I tried to warm my kid up for a future in dumpster diving. There is either nothing here or just this link. GIF. Giphy, QVP7 DA X ZIT KYG3AX5. This Guy's Baby, circa 2020. This 100% sounds like something my husband would have done because we have an obstinate asshole cat obsessed with jumping too, haha. Dude, I think everyone drops their kid or almost drops their kid at least once. That's why they bounce. I fell down the stairs holding my baby and sacrificed myself as to not drop her. She was fine, my ass not so much. 2 days later I go to place her gently on the bed and just like missed? And she bounced right off, luckily onto a pile of clothes my lazy ass hadn't put away yet. She is 13 now. Seems normal. Well, as normal as a 13-year-old girl can seem, I think. Better hope your kid never finds out about this or you will never live down the time. Dad put me in the trash. Today I fucked up by damaging my MIL's ass. I'm an avid chili pepper grower. This season I've grown more than ever before. I grow mainly chocolate habanero and Trinidad scorpion. If you're not a chili fan, then all you need to know that these are punishingly spicy. Due to having a bumper crop, I've cleared out all of last year's sauces and oils to make room for the latest batch. Most went to friends and neighbors, but I had a batch of chili oil which was nothing but heat and trauma, so instead of passing it on, I poured around 5 liters of it down our toilet. Then I went out for coffee and cake with family, including my mother-in-law. As you might know, French café toilets are often very sad places, so the fam came back to mine after coffee for a quick, comfort break, before going for an autumn stroll. My mill dashed into the loo first. The coffee and Gaulois had powered through her and she must have unloaded a tremendous high-speed shit straight into the unflushed chili oil. The oil had splashed back and Poseidon's kiss was causing grievous bodily harm to her ringpiece. We heard muffled swearing before she stumbled from the bathroom saying that she needed a sit-down. Everyone thought that she was a bit drunk as she'd had cognac in her coffee, but she was squirming in discomfort on the couch and eventually admitted that she had a nasty case of superhot ring sting. It's now 3 p.m. MIL's used an entire bottle of calamine lotion and is crying upstairs. We didn't have our pleasant autumn walk on the Champs-Élysées. My wife isn't talking to me. My Phil thinks it's hilarious and the entire family knows the workings of my snooty MIL's burning anus in intimate detail. Too long did not read. Burned my MIL's anus with riot control grade chili oil. What kind of idiot dumps chili oil into a toilet and doesn't flush it? From the title, I thought this was going to go another way. Spicy story lol. Why didn't you flush the oil? Why didn't she flush if the water looked off? Surely people look before they squat. In the future, calamine lotion won't help that much. Get a liquid antacid and rub it on the affected area. It neutralizes the acid and provides almost immediate relief. You did foo. Why in the world would you pour oil of any kind into your toilet? The French kiss has been upgraded. Why didn't you flush it, dude? Still, it's pretty damned funny.